What's up, guys? Got a great one today, man. This grill knife for me. I've had one similar to it, but it wasn't the model that I wanted. And seems like we're talking about the Medford Midi Marauder. Seems like they're the hardest ones to find of all the Medfords. You know, you would think it being the mid-size Marauder, like the one that's supposed to be just right, that it would be the most popular, but I don't think that it is, because there's not that many of them out there, especially when you're looking for a specific variant. This is the one that I just got, the Midi Marauder with the Predator sculpting, and I promise you this camera and this lighting is not doing this justice, because this is a beautiful knife. The only thing I was disappointed is, why would you do a knife this beautiful and do a tumbled finish on it? That just, I just shake my head at that. They do a beautiful hand rubbed satin finish. It would have went perfect on this knife. The only thing, if I could just custom build my own knife, Medford knife, the only thing I would change is that. And of course I would, I would want it in S90. I like S90V. But this is a beautiful knife, and I don't have any complaints about it. For some reason, when I get higher end Medfords, the actions are stiffer than when, and maybe it's just the way it happens for me. They take longer to break in. I have to tune them up, take them apart, and polish the washers a little bit, and take the grease out and put some, gunny juice or something in there, and get it really going. And this one, I really did get nice. I mean, this action is butter. I mean, that knife is not even a week old. Well, I got it secondhand, but the guy I bought it from bought it new, so it just didn't have any miles on it. And it had that, little bit of, definitely don't want to say lock stick, it was a little bit of a tacky lock, and I don't like that. So I've worked on it, and I got it perfect. Here's my other Midi Marauder. And when I got this thing out of the box, brand new, it was butter. I mean, it just perfect. That may have something to do with the PVD scales. That may help out with that. But anyway, so most of you know that are into Medfords or know much about Medfords know that the Midi Marauder is, the reason it's named the Midi, it's kind of the middle. There's not really a middle, but it's close to the middle. So you have the full size, full thickness Marauder. This is the biggest one, and you can see, I mean, it's a beast. You have to be a huge overbuilt fan to like that knife, and it's usually not something a person's going to carry every day. Another great knife, one of my other favorites, is the Slim Midi, and you can see that the Slim Midi and the Midi have the same footprint. They're the same size. They're just different thicknesses. I love both these knives. This one's in S90. If I could get it. Anyway, I won't zoom in, but S90. And this one was in S35. But this, you see that hand rub satin finish on the flats? They do a beautiful job with that to go along with those beautiful grind lines. This is just a wonderful knife right here. And then one of my other shocking favorite knives is my Medford Dress Marauder, which is the small one. I've been keeping that in my pocket quite a bit lately. So let's do some measurements. We are just right at 3.5 blade length, 4 1/4 handle scales, just over right at 7 7/8 total length. The blade thickness is 190 thousandths. Blade scales are 190 thousandths, or I think they're supposed to be. Let me see. Yeah, blade scales are 190 thousandths, but on this one, the sculpted one, I think they're actually brought down a little bit. They're 190 thousandths on the stock one. But with the sculpted one, I'm sure that's brought down a little bit. I'm sure that's brought down the weight a little bit. That'll be something cool to check. Let me grab my scale. See if the Sculpted Midi is lighter with that Predator sculpting. All right, so the Midi Marauder stock, or not really stock as an S90V, but 6.3 ounces. With the Predator sculpting, ew, man, that's quite a bit. So yeah, you can get weight savings on it. Get the beautiful finish, the weight savings. This is absolutely my favorite knife in my collection. I can't imagine ever letting that go. I had a Marauder H in that finish, and I just didn't care for that one. And it just didn't shine like this one. It was one of the older sculpting patterns. It was more brown than bronze. They just outdid themselves with this one. It's just a killer knife. So, anyway, the Medford Medford Midi Marauder with the Predator sculpting. S35VN Tonto blade. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.